Alright, sorry for the goofy camera angle again. I'm gonna make 2 videos out of this one. I'm gonna make my top 3 tricep exercises, and then I'm going to do just a tricep lift. I get asked about my triceps a lot, and when I was bulking, putting on mass, like training them was like low-key like a no-brainer. Like I would always focus on the bicep training and like the shoulder training because that's just kind of my weakness. Triceps just like they just click. So I'm not gonna waste your time here for this part of the video. You know, the video where I'm talking about my top 3 exercises. I'm gonna get straight to the point. We'll start off with number 3. We're gonna start with a skull crusher / push down. Now, I believe that your tricep training, you do need to hit them kind of hard. It is mainly about the stretch, but I think that the just the amount of tension you put on your triceps is pretty important. So I would have to say that my 3rd exercise for like breaking down the fibers and promoting growth would probably be a skull crusher or like a JM press. JM press, I basically mean like a close grip bench press. It's even better, I think, if you do it on the Smith machine, so you can go to failure. So that's number 3. It would either have to be a skull crusher, or if you're like me and your elbows hurt like a crazy amount, you could just do like a close grip bench or a JM press on the Smith. That would be my 3rd exercise. The 3rd best. The 2nd best, I would have to say, is the standard rope push down. So you get a rope and you basically do the extension and you separate at the bottom. If you can get a longer rope, I think that's going to be better. So try to get a longer rope. If you can't, it's whatever. But that is going to be number 2. With that one, you know, the contraction that you can get with your triceps is super important. But remember, if you're trying to get muscular growth, the stretch is the most important part of the movement. So your bicep and tricep work opposite of each other. So this is the stretch of the bicep, but it's the contraction of the tricep. This is the contraction of the bicep, but it's the stretch of the tricep. So the bottom movement, when you're squeezing the rope and you're extending the rope out on each side of your body, that's gonna, if you can really get that movement down, that's gonna help pump blood into the tricep and build some mind-muscle connection, at least for me. But whenever you come up and your arm is kind of extending and you're coming up towards your head, if you can control the negative on that, that is going to be the most important part of the movement. And unfortunately, that is the part of the movement that you're probably neglecting. So then this ties back to my number 1 exercise, which is above all be all the best tricep exercise. If you could only do one tricep exercise, if I could only do one tricep exercise, it would be the overhead extension. Whether you're doing it with a cable, the machine, I would not do it with a dumbbell. It's okay, but cable and machine is going to be better. I think the cable's the best for me because a lot of places don't have the machine. But like I go to a gym called The Pit and they do have the machine where you sit there and it's like a machine and you do an overhead extension. Super good. But yeah, it would have to be an overhead extension. I think the rope is the best because you can like, you know, you can pull it either side. A bar will work, but I think a rope is the best. So I promise if you just do that exercise, and what's great about this one and what makes it the best is like, you know, you have the rope behind your head, and when you're going down like this, your bicep is contracting. So what is your tricep doing? Your tricep is stretching. So in that movement where you're slowly letting the weight down and you're about to go back into the concentric again, like if you really like wring the towel out and stay in this movement for as long as possible and feel the tricep stretch, if you go through a solid bulking program or a solid caloric surplus program, I don't know how your triceps are not going to be the most dominant part on your physique. I've been saying this, your tricep is a dumb muscle. If you just train it right, you're good. It's going to grow. Like for me, I mean, it's just, to me, it's not a hard muscle to grow, and it's part of your arm. So it's not that exhausting to hit. You just have to really dig deep. So really, if you could take one thing away from this video, it's obviously focus on the stretch. And if you want more mind muscle connection and more blood in the tricep, focus on the contraction. So relatively speaking, if you're actually using your brain, you should focus on both, the whole 9 yards of the rep, the whole 9 yards of the movement. But the best exercise that I would say to not waste your time, which we're gonna do today and has been my bread and butter for triceps, is the overhead extension and with a cable. Machine works great, a bar works okay, but I like the black rope best. So that's it, we're gonna go in there and kill it. I'm sorry I look like a mess. I've just been so busy cranking out videos, lifting, trying to get good content, post on TikTok stories, Instagram stories, Snapchat stories, snap everybody, text everybody back, answer DMs, post on YouTube every day. Like, it's a lot. And post on YouTube shorts every day. So that's it though. That's it. Let's go hit it.